And hello and welcome back. It's been an exciting start to the PUNE racing season. I hope it's worked out well for each and every one of you. Without wasting any time, I'm going to welcome back Srikanth and Samir into the studio to take us through to the race card for day 2. Gentlemen, welcome back. An exciting start to the day, but let's not waste any time. Let's get straight down. This has been it looked like a tricky card. Took us a long time to study it. We all concurred on that. You know, it's very, very open. I think for those who like the longer odds, there are opportunities. Let's start with race 1. Majestic Warrior has worked well. Comes in here much lower than his winning mark. His last winning mark, I should say. In fact, he has run second in Class 2 and was fourth in the Golconda 2000 Guineas in his classic here. So that's impressive. On the other hand, Hormuz Antya though he's not well known for firing early in the PUNE season, he does have a strong hand in this race. He's got 3 runners, but 2 of them in the silks of Dr. Meli Nazir, who will be looking for a slam dunk on day 2 of the season.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that Hormuz Antya is going to do his best in the first race, even though we know that he usually doesn't do well in the beginning of the season. But with 3 runners in the first race itself, I quite think that he's going to, he's trying something new over here.
For me, for the first race, Majestic Warrior, after running in Class 2 and Class 3 with a demotion to Class 4 and a positive jockey change in an age group race, is going to be a really, really strong suit for my Majestic Warrior, drawn 6 with, positive jockey change in Sandesh. Sandesh has been really good at the Pune track, just like Narendra Lagat in trainers. So Majestic Warrior should have an upper hand over here. If we have to put another 1 or 2 horses in the mix, it should be Untitled, which created a lot of ruckus in the previous season for Antya, but no work to go by. So Majestic Warrior should have the upper hand in this race.
I agree. So my selections also are Majestic Warrior, Untitled and Slam Dunk. Samir?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought Untitled is my first pick for this race, just because the horse is coming into this race with some form, followed in closely by Majestic Warrior. Like Srikanth did mention, a positive jockey change being done over there, and Sandesh can get the best out of Majestic Warrior. And something to probably throw into the mix, might just spice things up, is Pepper. I think Pepper, with the allowance in the back, could actually spice things up in the first race.
Alright, let's move straight on to race number 2 now. Queen Regnant comes over from Bangalore on the back of some very consistent performances. To her advantage, she is going to be fitter than any of the others here. Bangalore's at an altitude. It does help horses who are coming. They get much cleaner in their blow. They're much fitter. And if you're willing to forgive her last start race, she did get to see a lot of daylight. I think she kind of likes the cover. She could be the right horse here. Jerusalem is likely to run favourite, but I'm not sure about him here. It'll be interesting to see how he's progressed over the summer. He ran on to finish second in his last start and would possibly prefer to go further. It's yet to be seen. While he was unable to trouble the winner on that day, the form could play out since Tyrone Black had previously lost to Mojito, who was the subsequent winner of the Colts Trial Stakes. So that form is not looking too bad. Royal Alamdar is relatively unexposed with just 2 seconds from 4 starts, and he's also in the mix here. And a tough race here. Fleur de Lis is long in the tooth, but has won in Class 3, I should say, many moons ago. For me, however, I'm going to, I don't know. I think it's a very shaky Jerusalem that I'm tipping. I think he could win, but I'll tell you, I don't have that kind of confidence. I'm going Jerusalem, Queen Regnant and Royal Alamdar.
Yeah, well, I share your feeling there. The feeling's kind of mutual. This race is kind of tricky, and a few of these horses have showed some decent form. And when I went through the card, I thought Skystorm, right, again with Sandesh. Skystorm will be knocking on the door of a few on the boards and running pretty close. So I thought Skystorm would probably run a good race. And my second choice for this race was Royal Alamdar. Now, a couple of runs back, Royal Alamdar ran second to Mandeville. So on that basis, I'm putting Royal Alamdar as my second pick for this second race.
I agree with Mohit over here. Jerusalem. Well, he's the only 3-year-old in the pack, and he's been working well. The previous track work, which was a gate practice, with the blinkers slapped on, I think they know something and something's cooking over here. So they are pretty confident that the 3-year-old can handle the 9 furlongs. So Jerusalem is my first pick here with Queen Regnant, as mentioned earlier. The uphill climb after negotiating the Bangalore track, coming in form, has a great advantage over the seasoned and stationed Pune horses over fitness. So Jerusalem is my first pick with Queen Regnant coming in close second.
Okay, now let's look ahead. You know, one of the things that we do notice is, Shrikant, and as a jockey, you know this, that when a 3-year-old goes this early over 9 furlongs, it's generally slow. So I'm really shaky about this one, to tell you the truth. Race number 3. All right, I keep saying it, at the risk of being repetitive, this may be one for those who like longer odds. Eyes on the Prize was a surprise win on its only start, and should have improved from there. Won by 5.5 lengths on that occasion. Traveled wide, so could have actually won. When I say traveled wide, was pulled out wide. Lost a couple of lengths just to get his feet back and get balanced. So, I think could have won by 7.5 lengths. Could defy the handicapper again. 7.5 lengths is really impressive for a first-time runner. And one must keep their eyes on the prize. There are others with form behind them too, including My Treasure, who ran a length behind Exclusive, as well as Dali Swirl. So I'm going My Treasure here, Eyes on the Prize, and Dali Swirl. Very tricky race though.
Well, to be very honest with you, I remember Eye of the Prize because I missed putting some money on Eye of the Prize. Eye of the Prize, I've been following the horse just before it ran its first time. And I think Eye of the Prize is going to repeat. And yes, it was impressive the first time. And I'm so hoping that he can repeat it. Followed in closely with My Treasure, because My Treasure ran a very close to Exclusive. And we know the form of Exclusive. So I have to give My Treasure the second pick as well. And Dali Swirl. So I guess I'm in total agreement with you as well. I think it's Eye on the Prize, My Treasure, and Dali Swirl for me for the second.
Well, looking at this race, this seems to be more of an open race for sure. Arabian Phoenix, though a 5-year-old, ran 5th in the Hyderabad Derby over 1.5 miles. So is a very good experienced horse. And then coming into other horses such as Dali Swirl, ran second in the same class in the previous outing by just a length behind the winner. And a positive jockey change again with A Sandesh. Dali Swirl is doing pretty good in the track too. And then coming into Candescent Star, yes, we can't write off Candescent Star. Even Candescent Star is a pretty good, decent horse. Has been running and winning in 9 furlongs, so 7 furlongs should be a little too sharp. Eyes on the Prize, as mentioned earlier, yes, very good win in the previous outing, though in a class 5. And Leto, My Treasure, all these horses are looking really good. But if I had to pick one, it should be Dali Swirl, and then Eyes on the Prize coming really close to Dali Swirl. And Joker in the pack is Arabian Phoenix.
Yet another tricky race. This one named after one of the most respected chief stewards of the club. Most of these could win if you take a look at the card, and perhaps this is another one for punters who like to look for value. Skyfall holds a handicap edge over many in this field, but the Hosidar Daji duo, I should say, may have something to say about it. Kinara, on the other hand, from the mighty Shroff Yard, can't be ignored, must be respected. He is the son of the fashionable Kingman, and with back-to-back victories, is clearly on the rise. He does have a lovely turn of foot. We saw that on his last start. As does Petronia. He goes well for Kitish Bhagat. He's got a change of rider this time, who's also got soft hands, so should be all right. But he's looking for a hat trick of wins. He may possibly, however, considering it's the Pune track, have to jump out well and sit in a more forward position without using up too much of himself to be able to use that turn of foot. For me, Kinara, Skyfall, Petronia.
Now, this is, like you said, this is a tricky race. But I gave the edge to Kinara, because Kinara's just been in that supreme form, and I'm hoping that Kinara can complete the 3-timer over here. And the other horse that I would like to give a little bit of credit mention to is Market King. Now, Market King is also another one in form, and hopefully should be running a good race back here. And Skyfall, bottom of the weights, so I think Skyfall should be in the thick of things as well in this race.
Yeah, this is a class 2 race again. Very all proven horses running over here. It'll be a hard fought race, but I would lean towards my favorite and a good looking horse, that is Petronia. She proved herself a lot in Pune, and she surprised everyone, and I like this horse a lot. So Petronia is my pick for the race, with Kinara is being the second pick, just based on the rousing form.
All right, race number 5. This is extremely exciting because Ahead of My Time looked very, very special when he won on debut. And while he couldn't get home in the Poonawalla Million, he did have the subsequent Bangalore Derby winner behind him. So that form has looked solid, and he is a full brother to 2 superstars in Rafina and Cove Castle. However, if he wanted to find a more difficult race in open company to make his Pune debut, he couldn't have found one. This is as tough as it gets, you know. He'll be taking on Alistair, who was 4th in the Indian 2000 Guineas. He's taking on the second from the Delhi Derby, though admittedly that one may ask for more ground, since he is the brother of Parisian and a sister of a multi-group winner and sister to Indian Oaks winner. So there's a host of others with solid form lines in this race, you know, a lot of good pedigrees. And while I have no doubt, when I saw him win, I saw him win live in Bombay, and I think he's special. I really think he's special. I think he's a lovely horse. But if he's, if like I said, if there was a race that was going to really prove it for him, this one was going to be it. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick him Ahead of My Time from Alistair and Queen of War.
Okay, those are some good choices there. And Ahead of My Time is definitely something that you can't keep out of your 1, 2, 3 for sure. I think Ahead of My Time is going to do really well. My pick for the race is Alistair, Ahead of My Time. I mean, I can't really put them apart. I might give a slight edge to Ahead of My Time, with Alistair running in really, really close, and probably throwing Treasure Gold into the mix. Might surprise into place, hopefully.
Yeah, Ahead of My Time absolutely also looks like Off Castle and Rufina. Not only the stride length, the conformation, everything is almost similar. And Ahead of Time will be matching strides with the best sprinters in the country, and we would be looking at the Sprinters Trial Stakes and the Sprinters Cup in the invitation weekend, where Ahead of My Time will be putting his hat in the ring. So Ahead of My Time is the pick for this race, with Alistair, as mentioned earlier, with that form, should be a very challenging race, and these two should fight it out.
All right, so 2 races left to go. This one's going to be extremely interesting because Golden Lioness comes into this race. She's a highly thought of sister of Leopard Rock, who's a very good sprinter himself. And while she failed as a favorite on debut, that race isn't looking so bad anymore. That fields look pretty strong, in fairness to her. So perhaps she deserves another chance, but she will have to contend with Queen's Pride, who ran a length second to Fate, and with Esperanza, who's worked very well and was 3rd to Tyrone Black. So I'm still going to give her that chance. I think she's very highly thought of. She possibly just was all over the place on that outing. She must have come on from there. Malaysia has given her time off, which I'm really happy to see. He didn't rush her back at races. So Golden Lioness, Queen's Pride, Esperanza for me.
Okay, this was a tough race. It's being a maiden. And I thought the form with Queen's Pride was good, and I gave Queen's Pride my first pick in this race. And debutante, High Spirit. I'd probably like to see this horse run, and I think it's going to run pretty well. And my third pick in this race was Esperanza, a good third. So hopefully can improve on that and build and move forward from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Queen's Pride is the horse to watch out for over here, based on the previous outing and also on the track where Golden Lioness has done well in the track too, and not to discount Esperanza. Well, looking at this race, in a 5 furlong race with the maiden horses, I would like to lean more towards the Phoenix Tower horses, which are fast enough out of the gates and then can hold the position. So Esperanza will be my first pick. I'm just giving the second pick to Queen's Pride because he's drawn wide outside, which might turn out to be an advantage or a disadvantage. The advantage is he'll not be stuck in a lot of traffic problems, and also the disadvantage is that he'll have to travel wide around the bend and coming into the straight. That's my only worry. So the picks are the same: Esperanza, Queen's Pride, and Golden Lioness.
Alright, and for our last race, this is the Class 5 and as complicated as any of the others. Alpha Gene has worked well, holds a paper-thin edge over Amped, while Bold Advance is better placed than his last winning mark. The top-weighted Mad Love is unexposed and steps down from Class 4 to Class 5. Guys, I'm going with Mad Love, Bold Advance, and Alpha Gene.
Wow, now this was a tough race to go through. And after going through a lot, I finally managed to narrow down the field, and I thought that Amped could actually take this race. And apart from Amped, right, my second pick in this race was So Special. Now, So Special hasn't done much, but you never know. The Pune track might just probably this might be its season, and So Special might run a big race. And Alpha Gene was another one that I thought might run into place at some decent odds. So it is Amped and So Special followed by Alpha Gene for me in the last race.
Yeah, same description goes over here with Mad Love having gotten the demotion from Class 4 to Class 5. Yeah, been working well, so Mad Love will get the first chance over here, and also Amped. Amped is good horse, which we'll have to wait and see how it performs in Class 4 because Amped has never run in Class 4. Mad Love is the only horse, an important observation, that has finished on board in the top 3 positions in Class 4. So for a horse which has finished in Class 4 in the top 3 positions, coming down to Class B, that is Class 5, should be very easy. On just purely based on the weights, Alpha Gene will get the minor placings here.
Alright, so there you have it. 7 races and 7 opportunities. Do bet safely, responsibly. Gentlemen, as always, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week with plenty more. As always, goodbye, and may the horse be with you.